Charlie would meet Vaggie for the first time. Vaggie was a fallen angel. As she looked at Charlie, it was almost like love at first sight. However, what Vaggie didn't know was, in this timeline, Charlie would be different. Her heart would be dark, but she still loved Vaggie. She was so precious to her. She looked so beautiful to her. Charlie wanted to have Vaggie to herself. As Charlie would let Vaggie in, she would go in and live with Charlie. As a few days would pass, Charlie and Vaggie would be talking. As Vaggie would say, "Thank you for letting me stay with you for a while, but I think I'll get..." As suddenly, Charlie felt something. Charlie couldn't let Vaggie go. She was too cute. She was too precious. She would never let her go. As she looked at her, she says, "Or you can stay here. I mean, we can be together." Vaggie would say, "Are you sure you want that?" Charlie would say, "Of course." As she said, "All right, I'll take things as slow as you need." "Of course." As Charlie smiled. As she wanted Vaggie. Vaggie was hers. She needed her. Vaggie was so precious, so cute. She desired her. And she was going to keep her for herself. As they would start to date, everything was going great. However, there were little signs of things that shouldn't be. As Charlie was very weird when Vaggie was around other people. And Charlie always wanted to be around Vaggie no matter what. She was very clingy, but Vaggie just chopped this up as something weird. After all, Vaggie loved Charlie and she owed her a lot, so she didn't really bring it up a lot. Until one day, something happened that would break the camel's back. As Charlie and Vaggie cared about each other, Vaggie was getting concerned how close Charlie was to her. One day, they were out at a club, as Charlie would get panicked as Vaggie was away from her. As she would sit and look around, eventually Vaggie would show up, and Charlie would say, "Where have you been?" "I went to the bathroom." "Without telling me?" Vaggie would say, "Listen, Charlie, I love you, and you've been so kind to me, but this controlling this clinginess, it has to stop. You need to literally lighten up." As Vaggie said this, she looked at Charlie with a concerned, angry look. Charlie was ready to fight back, but she realized she couldn't do that. If she wanted Vaggie to love her, she had to play the long game, but she was getting sick of it. This long game was getting more and more tedious as time went on. As Charlie would simply look at her and say, "You're right, I'm sorry," Vaggie would say, "I'm sorry I yelled. I know all this can be a lot, and you probably were very lonely. That's why you're so attached, but you need to let me go more." Charlie would say, "All right, I will." As they continued to date, Charlie became less clingy. However, it killed her to do this. It pained her not to have Vaggie around her 24/7. She needed something to do, so she had a plan. She went to her dad's one night while Charlie was sleeping. As Charlie and Lucifer had an agreement, as Charlie went to Lucifer, she said, "Hey, Dad, can I have one of those special leashes?" Lucifer would then sigh and say, "Again, Charlie? They're just so cute, I can't help myself, and this one might be my favorite. She's just so adorable, so special." Lucifer says, "I thought you loved them all equally." "Oh, I do. Just this one will be my favorite for a little bit. They all deserve to be the best one." As Lucifer would sigh and say, "All right," as he gave her a golden leash. "No more after this, please." Charlie would say, all right, Dad, calm down." As in, Charlie went back to her home. And as Vaggie slept, Charlie would look over her and smile. As Vaggie woke up with a leash around her neck. As it was chained to a wall, she couldn't move. As she looked around, she saw so many others. She saw a cat, Husk, a cyclops named Cherry, and, well, a super excited girl named Nifty. As she looked around, she was confused. Where am I?" Cherry would say, "You're in the room of partners. These are all Charlie's partners." As then Velvet would walk up, as she had a collar on her neck. "I'm such a good girl, I don't even need a leash." Husk would say, "That's Velvet, she's full of herself. Welcome to the place." Vaggie was horrified. She couldn't believe this, as she started to cry. "This can't be real, this can't be real." Husk would say, "Oh, I had that reaction too, but it's pretty nice here. We get tummy rubs, love. Honestly, it's the greatest being her partner." Velvet would say, "Yeah, and I'm her favorite." As in, Nifty would say, "I love it when she comes in and yells at us. It's so nice." As in, Charlie would come down and say, "It's feeding time," as she would bring each of them a plate of breakfast and then kiss them both on the lips. As Charlie then walked to Vaggie with breakfast in her hand, as suddenly Vaggie would grab Charlie and say, "Stop this, I don't," as in suddenly she would feel a shock go through her body. As Charlie would say, "Oh, don't do that. You keep doing that, I'm going to take points away. And you don't want me to take off too many points. Let's just say there used to be more partners here." Husk would say, "Just play nice. You'll love being her partner, I promise." Velvet would say, "Yeah, she's so fun and nice." As then Charlie would feed her food, but Vaggie would simply sit there horrified. She couldn't believe this. Charlie was a psycho, and she was a part of it. She was a part of whatever this was. As in, after Charlie fed her, she then walked back upstairs. As Vaggie would look around and say, "Why? Why not get out? Velvet, help. If you ask me to get out again, I'll tell Charlie on you." "What? But why?" "Why? Because I love it here. She loves me and takes care of me. She loves all of us very much. Vaggie, I understand that you don't understand this, but she is here for us." Charlie would then smile, as then she hugged and kissed Velvet. "That's so sweet. I'll give you some alone time. When I'm back, we'll all play a board game and watch a movie and cuddle." As Charlie then left, as Vaggie couldn't believe what she was hearing. She couldn't believe that they would say such a thing. They enjoy being treated like this? How? Vaggie would say, "How can you like this?" Husk would say, "I'll explain it in a song." As in, Husk would start to sing, "We are loved, baby. We are loved, baby. We are loved." As they would all sing along, Vaggie was shocked, but they seemed so happy. Vaggie also realized something. She was super happy with Charlie. Charlie made her feel something. Charlie made her feel joy. And she didn't want to give that up, but this seemed so crazy. She couldn't be a part of this, she told herself. As I got done singing, Husk would smile and say, "You'll get used to it, trust me." Charlie says, "I doubt that." As Nifty says, "Hee, if not, you get thrown away." As Nifty started to laugh, Husk said, "Don't listen to her." As the next day came, Charlie would come down with a list of movies. As Charlie would play some movies, she would then cuddle with all of them, as they all nuzzled up against Charlie, so happy to be there, so happy to be in her presence, so happy to be loved by her, so happy to be one of her partners. As then Charlie would look at Vaggie and say, "You don't look too convinced yet, Vaggie." Vaggie would blush and say, "Listen, I can't." As then Charlie would grab her hand gently and kiss her. The kiss was the most amazing thing Vaggie ever felt, but she kept trying to resist. As time passed, Vaggie couldn't resist anymore. As the days turned into weeks, the weeks turned into months, Vaggie fell in love with Charlie all over again, as she became one of her good partners. As one day, Charlie would come down with a key, as Vaggie said, "What's this?" As then, she unchained her, and said, "You can go on now, be free." Vaggie walked away, but then she looked back and said, "No, I want to stay here with you. I loved you. I've never felt so loved before." As then Charlie put a collar on her and said, "Good job, that was a test." As Charlie kisses her, "Now you and Velvet are my top girls. You're so cute together. Can you two get a little kiss?" As Velvet says, "I don't wanna." As then Charlie looked a little annoyed. Velvet would kiss Vaggie. As then she said, "Good girls. You both are so good, so kind, so loving. I think you both earned a treat." As she would gently grab them and pull them into her bed. As Charlie would then have a fun time with them. As many days passed, Vaggie only fell more in love with Charlie and in love with her other partners. Charlie had them all. Charlie loved to collect partners. She loved to collect cute ones, cute boys, cute girls. She loved them because they made her feel complete and they made her feel happy. And as the princess, that's what mattered most of all, happiness. But Vaggie was one of her favorites, and she never regret taking Vaggie. That was one of the best decisions she ever made. As their love would only grow more and more, Charlie would collect more partners, as she was never satisfied with the amount. She loved having them. They were so cute to her. But her favorite was always Vaggie. Vaggie was so sweet, she was so special, and she had a feisty instinct to her. This was the Charlie in this timeline. This timeline, Charlie didn't help people. This timeline, Charlie didn't redeem people. This timeline, Charlie had cute partners. And honestly, it worked out pretty well for her in the end. That's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments below. And I don't really know how you guys will think of this video, honestly. I enjoyed making it. Honestly, I saw a thumbnail and I was like, this will get a lot of views, so I have to make a video around it. And I had many different ideas, but I want to get this video monetized, so this was the idea I came up with. And I think it did pretty damn well. And yeah, I saw a comment saying, what if Charlie, had a bunch of partners? So I kind of put that in there to try to stretch it out a bit, and I think it went very well. And I just don't know how you guys will react to this, because this video is very random, even for me, It's just very, Did you like the video? Do you like videos like this with a little bit of a darker tone? Or do you prefer a little light tone? Let me know in the comments below. Also, what's your favorite movies? I'm curious. Comedy, tragedies, Honestly, I like drama. I like a little bit of drama. I like a little bit of dramatic stuff. And I like a little bit of stuff that pushes the boundaries, movies that, add new things and stuff. And I would love to push the boundaries on YouTube, but sadly I can't really do that because of all the guidelines, which makes sense because, all these videos for everyone. It's free. Anyone can see it. So I understand. I'm not complaining about it. And that's why people have Patreon and stuff, so they can push the boundaries on there. But honestly, I'm just not big enough to do that. I'm not big enough to make a Patreon. I'm not big enough to push the boundaries anywhere. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And you know what? I'm grateful to have a YouTube channel. Many YouTubers complain and stuff, and YouTube can do stuff to make their channel better. But, I do think that, honestly, I'm very happy with YouTube and the state of where it's going right now. And I am very grateful to have you guys, people who watch and support me. So, yeah, I love you all a lot. And, I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for supporting me, and thank you so much for being there for me. Peace out. Love you all so much, so very, very much. I just want you to know that you are loved, and thank you so much for watching me. Goodbye.